My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. So we are doing a exploration into the Jewish laws of holy speech, of pure speech, of finding purity and holiness within speech. All these things are good things. It's a daily work group here. Sometimes these are long. Sometimes they take 20 minutes. The intro one took like about 45 minutes an hour. Normally they're like 5 to 10 minutes long. Today's going to be a bit of a 5 to 10 minute long one. I'm not feeling well. You're right? I was sick all week, right? I'm better. I'm definitely getting better, but man, I want to go and nap. Okay, that's basically where I am. So it's going to be a bit of a cut down episode tonight as we go through this book, the Chofetz Chaim Away a Day. Chofetz Chaim. By the way, you can tell it's a Jewy name with all the CHs, right? You know, if you want to give yourself a Jewy name, just change a few consonants for CHs. You'll fit right on in. No one will notice, right? You can change Jeff for a Chef, right? Yeah, hi Chef. Yeah, welcome to synagogue. Nobody will know. Okay, you'll fit in just fine. Don't do that. So the Chofetz Chaim was a rabbi who really codified these laws beautifully, and it's been the source of this ever since. Honestly, I think speaking derogatorily about others is something that's destroying the world. I think it's exacerbated massively by social media. And I don't think it's a good thing. I don't think it's fun. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's helping anybody out, right? Really, genuinely, I don't. So that's why I do these little videos every day, so we can explore and delve into. We're up to day 9, right? Day 9 of a 180-day program. This is written by Rabbi Yitzhak Berkowitz, who I used to know anyway, and Rabbi Shimon Finkelman. Never met him to my knowledge. Maybe I did. I don't know. Maybe I do know him. So the first one, it says self-incrimination. It is forbidden to relate derogatory information about oneself, even when the speaker mentions that he himself has the very same shortcoming or is guilty of having committed the same act. Yeah, listen, you can't say, oh, you know, that guy is terrible and I'm terrible too. That doesn't really work. You're still saying that guy's terrible, right? There are reasons to say that guy is terrible, but you can't make it kosher by saying, oh, me too, right? No. Right, because firstly, you're speaking this evil speech, lashon hara, twice, right? You're speaking about the bloke and you're about yourself, right? Even if it happens to be true. So, this is derived from God's rebuke of the prophet Isaiah, right? Who, for having referred to himself as a man of impure lips dwelling among people of impure lips. Look, Isaiah, mate, I would love to see you come and hang out with me if you want to see what a man with impure lips dwelling with people with impure lips are like. Your brain would explode, right? And no, I wouldn't like to see it. It wouldn't be good for you. Lashon hara, evil speech, cannot be spoken even when it is clear that one is not speaking out of malice or an intentional matter. Wow, that's really heavy. Like, you can't say anything derogatory. Again, there are this is why it's 180 days long. There are reasons. It's not as what's I going to say? Hand tying. I don't think that's a word, right? I don't think that it says restrictive. That's what I'm like. I don't think it's as restrictive as it sounds, because there are reasons why when you can, but you can't just do it willy-nilly. That's the thing. You can't just say, I think I'll talk crap about that person now, right? You've got to really think these things through and know these laws well, right? Thus, one cannot relate negative information about his loved ones. Well, that's still lashon hara, isn't it? I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter that you're married to them or like they're your kid or whatever. I don't know. Everything's relative, right? You know, I have a lot of respect for all my kids, right? They are unbelievably high functioning and successful, and wherever they go, right, they do very well, right? People, just genuinely speaking, are very, very impressed by them. But to me, they seem like, listless bums, right? So I do say often that, we live in a terrible generation of the most insane, listless, useless people whatsoever, and my kids fit right in. But they're at the top of the pile, right? So now, is that lashon hara, or is that talking relatively in the world in which we live today, right? In I think clearly a humorous way. I guess we'll find out, right? I guess we'll find out. Let's read the second part. Do you really think you can avoid everything that must not be spoken? Well, probably you can. It's probably going to take a lot of work, but not easily. There's a lot. Why are you a man of the world? Why are you a man of the world? Man of the world, been around, seen a bit. Know what I mean? Nice, wink, wink. You're dealing with scores of people. This was another argument cited above, which can lead a person to ignore the concept of evil speech. Yeah, look again. This is like the Satan, or as Christians call it, Satan will come to you every time and say, it's pointless. Don't even bother. Give up, mate. Yeah, no, you don't have a bloody hope. Again, we respond with analogy. With an analogy. Analogy, there you go. Let us suppose that I was hurrying somewhere to engage in a business enterprise. A man asked me, why are you in a hurry? Do you think the enterprise will make you one of the world's richest men? Like, I don't know, Klaus Schwab? I don't think I'd like to be like Klaus Schwab. Right? I really don't. Kind of scary, really. Surely, I reply, is that the reason not to seek a livelihood for myself? Yeah, I mean, yeah, look. I mean, okay, I'm not going to be walking back with wheelbarrows full of sacks of cash, but I'll make a living. If this response is correct when material matters are concerned, then surely it applies in spiritual matters. Matters that say that is great advice. Treat spiritual matters as if it's money, right? As if it's something that you really genuinely do care about. Treat connection to God and the pursuit of connection to God like the pursuit of money or the pursuit of sex or whatever one pursues, right? That's very good advice, right? Surely it applies that spiritual matters are at stake. If one feels he cannot abide by the laws of forbidden speech with all their details and fine points, does this mean he should refrain entirely from caring for his soul? Yeah, no, it's a get out of jail free card, essentially. Is that the reason to allow oneself, God forbid, or heaven forbid it says here, to be counted amongst the gossipers, the habitual gossipers who do not merit to bask in the glory of the divine presence? That's from the Talmud Tractate Sota. All I can say, if looking around at the world today, the people basking in God's divine presence, that beach is going to be pretty darn empty. You're going to have quite a bit of room to yourself. We say the Reishis Chachma, which is the name of a book, relates that Rabbi Moses Cordova saw the author of Shusan Sudas, another one, in a dream following his death. Okay, that's always a bit weird, but fine. He was shining like a light, like a light of a torch. The deceased revealed that it was the merit of having avoided idle chatter in this world. Should such merit be totally forfeited because one feels that to acquire it is entirely out of their reach? It's a fair point. They're making a fair point. The wisest men declare, whatever you are able to do within your might, do it. Right? It's in Koheles. Lamentations, I believe, that is the Christian translation of that. Meaning that even if one feels he cannot fulfill a biblical commandment with all its fine points, he should never strive to fulfill it to the best of their ability. Yeah, if you can do this for an hour a day, do it for an hour a day. If you can do it for 5 minutes a day, do it for 5 minutes. Whatever you can do is a win, right? You really got to look at it that way. Every second is a win, right? To fulfill to the best of ability. It's in this vein that our sages derive from the verse that Moses set aside 3 cities. This is in Deuteronomy. That although these cities could not afford refuge to find, although those 3 cities could not afford refuge to one who murdered inadvertently. So an accident. Okay, this is all getting complicated. If you kill somebody accidentally and the relatives of the person find you in biblical law and they kill you, right, straight away, they're scot-free. If you make it to this Levitical city, a city that are filled with the tribe of Levites, right, the Levites, you're free, right? You can, but you basically, if you do something wrong and you manslaughter someone, you got to go and move and live in this city, which is a lot more spiritual because it's full of these Levites, the Levite tribe, right? So who did a lot of work in the Jewish temple. So so you have to have this major life change because the idea is, you know, let's say you're swinging an axe and the head of the axe comes off, boom, goes boom in somebody else's head. It's not your fault at all, right? However, God made that happen, right? God made that happen, put you in that situation because God wants you to know something, right? And the way you're going to get to know what he wants you to know, you got to uproot your entire bloody life, right? And God's telling you something very, very heavy when something like that happens. The land of Canaan to be set aside. Moses knew it could be permitted to enter the land of Israel and set them aside. Nevertheless, Moses said, I will accomplish whatever is in my power to. Yeah, because Moses didn't make it into the land of Israel, right? That is absolutely true, right? So I'm going to end with a little story. I heard this from Rabbi Moshe Aaron Stern many years ago. So I believe it's true because I think he's a straight up guy. Right, so he was talking once about this woman in Jerusalem who was famous for speaking all this evil speech, right? And there was something when she died and they buried her, and there was some kind of weird subsidence going on around her grave, and they had to move her, which is you really don't exhume corpses unless very, 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 very important, very, very vital in Israel, right? You don't normally do that, and also we don't bury people in coffins. We wrap them in a prayer shawl, a shroud called a talit, so their bodies decompose quicker. Whole other story. So anyway, when they exhumed this woman's body, they pull up the slab that's over the final bit, and they look there. There's all these snakes were wrapped. This was quite a famous story for when I was there. All these snakes were like wrapped around the throat of this woman, right, and like coming out of her mouth. Oh, that sounds horrible, right? Now I believe that sort of thing can absolutely happen, right? Because I'm kind of superstistic? I don't know. I am. So I think that story is probably true. I think the good Lord is trying to tell us. What's he trying to tell us? Don't talk crap about each other. Be nice, baby. Don't worry. Be happy. That's basically the what we're trying to say here. Fine. With that, join me tomorrow as we continue our exploration into the laws of holy speech.